camped up on a ridge last night with a handful of other hikers that were pretty loud, to say the least. Not a big fan of that. Was kind of hoping to camp alone again last night, but it didn't really happen. So it is what it is. That's trail life. But I'm pretty much just doing a really big descent, and from where I was camped at last night to Agua Dulce, it's about 24 miles. So I'm thinking about going all 24 miles into Agua Dulce. It really depends on how the shin holds up. You know, I feel like it should have went away by now, but it's still kind of bothering me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna try to be a tough guy and cover it up. It's definitely still bothering me, especially yesterday getting into camp. It was bothering me quite a bit. That's power line. It looks like I'm coming on to a little ranger station. There hasn't been any water since yesterday when I got it back at the Mills Creek fire station, which should have been, I guess that was 18 miles ago. So I just came up to this ranger station, and supposedly this ranger station is supposed to have a water cache at it. So hopefully it has a water cache at it, because if not, that's all I have. Hopefully there's water here. I've heard tall tale that there might be a cooler with snacks and drinks that you can pay $1 to get. I don't know if that's true or not, but hopefully there's at least water. That'd be nice. So I'm not gonna take a soda or anything because I don't really drink soda. Don't really need the snacks, but I am gonna donate $1 because this is awesome. Just for the water. Thanks, guys. Well, I just came up to a pretty interesting part of the trail that I've actually been kind of looking forward to. I've already went through a couple of these, but this one in particular I remember seeing pictures of. This really super duper uber creepy tunnel. So behind me here is Vasquez Rocks. Vasquez. Vasquez Rocks. It's a bunch of movies filmed here, apparently. Planet of the Apes, Star Wars? No, Star Trek. Star Trek. I'm not good at that. I'm sure you've seen this in other videos. It's impressive. Blazing Saddles?
Planet of the Apes, Star Trek, Bonanza, The Lone Ranger, Gunsmoke, MacGyver, and The Twilight Zone.
Well, I ended up getting in here pretty late last night. I guess not too late, but got wrapped up in some town stuff. Went to eat some food and hung out with a bunch of other hikers, but I'm here in Agua Dulce at Hiker Heaven, and I'm currently laying inside of my tent, taking it easy today. Decided to go ahead and take a 0 just so I don't push the shin too much, and it's actually feeling pretty decent today. So we'll see what happens by tomorrow, but just kind of hanging out here today. It's kind of a gloomy day, a little chilly outside. This place is amazing. highly, highly suggested. If you don't stop in hiker heaven and you're coming through Agua Dulce, you screwed up. I just left hiker heaven and out of Agua Dulce, and now I'm back out here on the trail. Had a really awesome day off yesterday. Took a zero. I didn't film much just because, I don't know, I was kind of feeling lazy. I was really in the moment and just kind of wanted to relax. Hung out with a lot of awesome hikers, talked to a lot of the volunteers there at Hiker Heaven. Amazing place. The Softleys are fantastic people, very welcoming. What an awesome part of the trail community they are to open up their home to hikers like that. Just a top-notch place. I was very, very impressed. So, back on the trail. In about 20 miles is the road to get into Casa De Luna. A lot of people go into Casa De Luna. I'm actually going to be skipping it, just because from what I hear, it's a little bit more of a party place. A lot more hikers that kind of go there to hang out and drink and have a good time, and I got nothing wrong with that. That's just not really my scene. The shin is still so-so. It hurts sometimes, it feels okay other times. I'm just kind of rolling with it. It's always good to be back on trail, especially after a day off. And believe it or not, I think it's pretty beautiful today. It's really foggy, as you can see in the background. Real hazy. I think a nice big cold front moved in. Might get some rain later. But right now, I'm digging it. I like hiking and stuff like this. It's nice and cool. I'm in the desert, but it doesn't feel like I'm in the desert, which is always a plus. So, keep on trucking. I love hiking and stuff like this. It's my favorite. As long as it's not raining and super windy. I love hiking in the fog. I have decided that since it is only 3:30 and right down there is the road that leads to Casa De Luna, and I've already done 24 miles by the time I hit the road. If I stand out on the road and I throw my thumb out and I get a hitch, I think I'm gonna go down to Casa De Luna just to pop in, maybe for an hour. I can charge my phone up, say hi, get one of these sweet class bandanas that I keep hearing about, and then I'll probably just head out, hike another 1.5 miles up the road, up the mountain, up the trail, and camp for the night. This place is definitely crazy. Totally lives up to its reputation as being a really wacky place. All kinds of cool places to camp. There's a disc golf course, and yeah, there's just hikers everywhere, all strewed back there in the little camp spots. Probably gonna hang out for about an hour, and then I'm gonna hit the trail, hit the road, hit the whatever. Well, I spent about an hour at Casa De Luna. Went down to the little restaurant, Heart and Soul Cafe, got some chicken tenders and fries, and decided to go ahead and leave. I hiked out about 1.5 miles, and I am up here on a ridge, about the only flat spot I could find climbing out. Today ended up being a 25.5 mile day, so Agua Dulce to Casa De Luna and 1.5 miles past that. Pretty foggy, pretty windy, pretty chilly. Should make for an interesting night, but it was a flat spot and I really didn't want to hike any further. So hopefully I
hold in there for the night, and we'll see what the morning brings.
I made it through the night last night, through the wind and the fog and the rain. There was no rain. It felt like rain though. There was enough condensation where it felt like rain. Pretty much was sleeping in a cloud all night. Got up this morning, the tent was pretty soaked with condensation. A little bit of wetness on my quilt, but not too bad. It was pretty clear this morning, which was surprising. I was thinking that I was gonna wake up in a cloud of fog. But not too bad all in all, and I'm headed back down the trail. I'm gonna try to put in probably another 25, maybe 28. My plan is to cruise into Hiker Town in the morning and then just kind of chill out and wait for it to get dark, because the LA Aqueduct is after that, and that's something you definitely want to hike in the morning or at night because it's crazy hot. So I'm just kind of playing it by ear today. Just gonna keep hiking. Nice morning, not too windy, not too cold. Good day to be on the trail. Woo! I just hit the official 500-mile mark of the PCT, which feels pretty good. And another one, and another one, and the old official one, with an excellent view. So I am winding down the end of my day. I got about 1.3 miles left till I get to camp. And I've been just kind of like on this Forest Service road for a while. I didn't know this was coming, but the trail just turns into a road. The cool thing is out here in front of me, you can see the Mojave Desert. Very big and expansive, and looks like it's gonna be hot. Today ended up being a pretty big day. I stopped at 28.3 miles. I didn't really plan on it. I just kind of took off today and went with the flow. I'm about 9 point something miles away from the notorious hiker town that some people like, some people don't, and really tomorrow is kind of an unknown day for me, because right after Hiker Town is when the LA Aqueduct starts. And if some of you aren't familiar with the aqueduct, essentially it is a big, hot, dry section that lasts over 20 miles. They advise people to not hike it during the day, so most people will hike it either in the early morning or at night. My original plan was to kind of hike it starting at like 3 or 4 a.m. But since I'm only 9 miles from Hiker Town, I'm thinking that I'm gonna roll into town. I'm gonna roll into Hiker Town pretty early in the morning, hang out and take a nap and camp, and then I'm gonna get up tomorrow night and I'm gonna hike the aqueduct. I might do it all. I might only do part of it and then camp somewhere and then get up early in the morning and finish it out to get out of that section. The aqueduct pretty much cuts through the little section of the Mojave Desert that the PCT goes through, and apparently it's just something to not mess around with. Plus it's starting to heat up. Today was a lot warmer than it has been, so I'm sure tomorrow is going to be even warmer. On tonight's menu we have tuna, because every good hiker has got to have tuna. And this is tuna in sunflower oil. Little pro tip, if you're gonna buy tuna and you can find it, get the ones in sunflower oil or olive oil or some sort of oil, because they have a lot more calories. 150 calories. I think a regular thing of tuna in water has like 70 calories. And then one of these things, which I've really been digging, these Green Belly meal to goes. The first time I ever had one of these was whenever I summited Katahdin on the AT. My buddy the Spaniard had picked up a couple of these and he gave me one, and this was actually the last thing that I ate on the Appalachian Trail, which is funny because now I'm eating them out here. I haven't had them in 2 years, and
Green Belly actually asked me if I wanted to try some, so they sent me some. And I've been digging them. They're really nice because you don't have to cook it, you don't have to cold soak it, and at the end of a 28-mile day, when you are tired and you don't feel like waiting for food, all you do is open it up and eat it. So I'm giving them a try. I might be ordering some more of these in the future. So far I'm digging them. And yeah, that's it. So tuna, green bellies. I think I got a little bit of dark chocolate in there. I'm hitting the hay, getting up, and headed towards Hikertown.